The morning sun was barely breaking through the tall courthouse windows, casting long gold lines across the floor as the room filled with quiet murmurs and shuffling papers. Another day. In Providence, another docket, another set of stories waiting to be told, and no one knew that in just a few minutes they would witness a moment of honor and a moment of regret. She was about to get a second chance until she opened her mouth. But today it wasn't a she. It was an 83-year-old veteran whose attitude would turn mercy into disappointment. The bailiff called out the next case. State versus William Turner, parking violations and failure to appear. An old man stepped forward. William Turner, 83 years old, wearing a faded brown jacket and an even more faded military cap. His walk was slow but steady, his posture straight as if shaped by years of discipline. The room fell a little quieter as he approached the podium. Judge Frank Caprio looked up from his bench, eyes softening. "Good morning, sir. Your name?" "William Turner, Your Honor." Caprio's gaze drifted to the cap on the man's head. "That looks like a service cap. Were you in the military?" Turner didn't answer right away. Instead, with hands trembling either from age or memory, he reached for his jacket zipper. Slowly, painfully slowly, he pulled it open to reveal a faded shirt underneath, an old, worn emblem of the 101st Airborne Division stitched across the chest, a patch older than most people in the room. Silence fell instantly. And then Judge Caprio stood. He lifted his hand and delivered a slow, solemn salute. Everyone watched. A few people wiped at their eyes. Turner's voice cracked. "Thank you, Your Honor. I didn't expect." "No, Mr. Turner," Caprio said softly. "Thank you." He sat back down, compassion glowing in his expression. "Let's take a look at what brings you here." He reviewed the docket. 3 parking violations, 2 expired meters, 1 no parking zone, and a failure to appear. This was nothing unusual, nothing dramatic, basic everyday infractions, but the combination with Turner's age and service made Caprio pause with genuine concern. "Mr. Turner, this doesn't look like something I'd expect from a man like you. What happened?" And here the road split. Turner scoffed. "These tickets shouldn't exist in the first place, Judge. The city's targeting me. It's a setup. Whole conspiracy against veterans." Caprio blinked, his brows lifted. A shift, small but real, flickered across his face. "A conspiracy against you?" "Absolutely. They know I'm a veteran, they know I park near the VA hospital, so they slap tickets on my car every time. They're trying to bleed me dry." Caprio folded his hands, listening carefully, trying to maintain the compassion he felt. Moments earlier. "Mr. Turner, I'm sure the officers weren't considering anyone's background when they issued they're standard violations." Turner cut him off. "With respect, Your Honor, you don't understand. They're all working together, you know how this city runs." A low murmur rolled through the courtroom. Caprio raised a hand gently, quieting the room. "Mr. Turner, let's stay focused. There is also a failure to appear. Why didn't you come to your court date?" Turner rolled his eyes, annoyed. "Because the whole thing is stupid. Why would I waste bus fare just to defend myself against charges that shouldn't exist in the first place?" The room tensed, the air shifted. Caprio's compassion wavered. Just slightly. He leaned forward, hands clasped. "Mr. Turner, I stood to salute you because I honor your service. That hasn't changed, but respect doesn't remove responsibility. These tickets." Again, Turner cut him off. "It's all a scam. You think I'm blind. You think I don't know what this city's doing." Gasps rippled across the courtroom. Caprio's patience thinned, but he kept his voice calm. "Mr. Turner, if you interrupt me again, I will have to treat this like any other case. I want to help you, but you have to meet me halfway. Turner shook his head stubbornly. Help? This isn't help. This is just another attack. First the city, now the court. Maybe the meters are broken. Maybe the signs are wrong, but you're all siding against an old veteran. Because it's easy. Caprio sat back slowly. No more flicker. Now a clear shift. Mr. Turner, no one is against you, but you refuse to take responsibility for even the smallest mistake. Because I didn't make any, they're the ones at fault. Caprio sighed. Did you park in these spots? Yes, but did you check the posted signs? I didn't need to. I've been parking there for 20 years. Caprio closed his eyes briefly, collecting himself. The law doesn't freeze in time just because you've been somewhere before. A few people murmured in agreement. Caprio tried one more time, a final bridge to mercy. Look, I want to help you, truly, if you can simply acknowledge that you may have missed the signs, even unintentionally. I can reduce the fines, I can dismiss some, you can walk out of here owing almost nothing. The courtroom held its breath. But Turner shook his head defiantly. I'm not admitting to anything. The city owes me an apology, not the other way around. Silence. A heavy, cold silence. And mercy slipped away. Caprio closed the file gently, not angrily but sorrowfully. Mr. Turner, do you know what I see when I look at you? Turner straightened his back. A man being mistreated. Caprio shook his head. No, I see a man who fought for his country with honor, but refuses to fight for his own integrity. Turner blinked, startled. You came into this courtroom with every chance to receive mercy. You earned that with your service, but instead of humility, you gave me hostility. Instead of honesty, excuses. Instead of accountability, accusations. The room was completely still. And so, Mr. Turner, Caprio said quietly but firmly, I cannot offer you the mercy I intended. He tapped the gavel once. All fines are upheld in full. The audience reacted with shock, soft gasps, whispers. Turner looked down. For the first time, the defiance drained from his face. Regret filled the empty space. Your Honor, I didn't mean. Caprio lifted a hand gently. Mr. Turner, sometimes the bravest thing a soldier can do is admit when he's wrong. Turner nodded, slow and ashamed. He zipped his jacket back up, covering the old airborne emblem. And he walked away with the heaviness of a man carrying two battles, one from long ago and one from today. As he left, Caprio exhaled deeply, speaking more to himself than to anyone. Humility, he murmured, it opens more doors than pride ever will. The narrator's voice returned. He entered the courtroom with the respect of every person present, but respect is a responsibility, not a shield. Judge Caprio was ready to forgive, ready to show mercy, but mercy demands honesty, mercy demands humility, and attitude determines who receives it. In life, we all make mistakes, but it is never the mistake that defines us. It is how we face it. If this story moved you, inspired you, or made you think differently about accountability, be sure to subscribe for more Judge stories, like the video, and share it with someone who believes in compassion and responsibility.